Hello, today we're looking at problem number 1 in section or lesson 4.3 in your textbook found on page 235. This is talking about how to prove triangles are congruent by either angle, angle, side, or angle, side, angle. Now problem 1 is specifically dealing with angle, side, angle. And when you look at the triangles over here, the SUV or the NOE or the TWA, any one of those, to prove that triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle, you've got to have an angle and another angle and the side between. Just like the S is between the two A's, the side has to be between the two angles that are congruent. So here's a side angle and a side in between, or an angle and an angle, but this side is not in between. Okay? So what it's trying to explain here is in triangle SUV, UV is included between angle U and V, just like I was telling you, and has congruent markings. In triangle NOE, EO is included between angles E and O, and it has congruent markings, just like I showed. Okay. In ATW, TW is included between angle T and W, but it doesn't have the congruent marking. So if I were going to try to prove this one congruent to these two, this tick mark here would need to be over here between the two angles. That's what it's trying to say. But it does not have that marking. So because of that, only SUV is congruent to NOE. Only these two are congruent to each other. This one, of course, would not be. All right. Now, with that being said, let me scroll down just a little bit here. In the got it section, it said which triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle. Well, again, for angle, side, angle to work, it's got to be two angles and an included side that are matching two angles and an included side. So if we look there and there, that one works. But on this one right here, we have an angle, but the side that is included is not between the two angles. So even though this might work on a later problem, it doesn't work for what we're looking at right now, which is angle, side, angle. Now, if I look at the last one, this one, there's an angle there, there's an angle there, and the side that is congruent is between those, just like it was over here. So these two right here are congruent to each other. So we would say that triangle, HOG or HOG is going to be, let me write this way, is congruent to triangle CAT. Okay. Those two triangles are congruent to each other by angle, side, angle. And again, the reason is because you have an angle, and a side that's included between those. An angle, and the side is included between them. This one did not work that way. I hope this made a little bit of sense for you.